Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Retweet the space. Crypto Fam Radio. Let's go, fam. Also live streaming and on TikTok. Let's go. Let's go, fam. Retweet the space. Crypto Fam Radio. Let's go. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, everyone. Hopefully everyone's been super productive. Yeah, let's go. Woo! Tag some friends. Let's get rolling here. Need some energy, some crypto energy. Let's go.
Got mute and on.
Let's go, fam. This is Crypto Fam Radio. I'm your host, Mountain Dew. Welcome, everyone. So good to be back, fam. It's so good to be back. Onchain Chats with Mountain Dew. Brand new show, brand new concept, brand new people. We have a list of speakers that we're going to be serving you today. But before we do any of that, before we have any updates, before anything happens, welcome to the stage, my lovely co-hosts, Louie and Stormy. How's it going, Louie? How's it going, Stormy? Happy hump day.
Same to you. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Stormy.
Hi, Stormy.
Hey, what's everybody up to? I noticed they're saying I'm me, not to you. I'm starting to wonder here. What's going on now?
I feel the love already, Stormy. I gotta know what's going on. Louie, are you there, fam?
Come on,
Louie,
Louie.
how's it
Let's
going?
kick
What's
on in.
happening with you, fam? Happy
What's up, Crypto
Wednesday.
fam? Happy hump day. What's up, Stormy? You
What's
got
up?
nothing to do? Where my Coke at? I might need some Sprite.
There you go.
What's up, Steph?
Yeah.
What's up, Jeff? We got Chummy, Steve Strange, Mayu, T-Deb. What's good? We're chilling today.
We good. We are in the house. I am so excited to get started, fam. We're on the live stream as well. Tap in on X. We're on YouTube. We're on LinkedIn. And we're also on TikTok. That's right, fam. And I included in the comments the live stream link. So if you want to join us, I can have up to 10 people on the live stream. I know that's scary, fam. I know that's scary, but that's show business. So think about it, fam. More faces, more listeners, bigger audience. We already have over 50 people on the live stream. Big shout out to everyone on the live stream retweeting. That's up on the Jumbotron, fam. Check it out. I've got the link to the restream in comments for anyone who wants to join, who's brave enough. Right, Louie? Louie's going to join. Right, Louie?
Wait, doing what?
On the live stream, fam. On the live stream. Doxing yourself, fam. Letting people see how ridiculously good looking you are. Come on.
I mean, I'll definitely be live streaming. I might not be live streaming right now, but I'll definitely be live streaming tonight.
Oh,
at
snap.
Waves. There's a music battle tonight, gang.
Wait,
it's a big
no
week.
way. Dude, that's alpha. Are we going to share with
alpha, bro.
people already? Come on, Louie. We got to hold that,
bro.
fam. Yeah, man, we'll totally get to that. You can post some in comments up in the Jumbotron. We definitely want to support you, Louie. Thank you so much for co-hosting Onchain Chats with Mountain Dew's first time ever done anything like this. But before we do, like I said, I want to welcome speakers Stella and Jeff to the stage. How's it going, Sam?
Woo! Good. I'm great. How are you?
Amazing. Wonderful. Before we start the show, this is our pre-show. From what Stormy told me, you and Jeff, Stella and Jeff, are musicians in Web 2 land, breaking into Web 3 territory. Is that correct, fam?
Well, Jeff is more like music royalty than music.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm an artist that I'm working with Jeff, but Jeff Panzer is music royalty.
Awesome.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing we love about him.
Yeah.
He won't admit it, but I mean, if you look him, just seriously look up his wiki page, and you'll be like, "Oh my god!" So
we're talking Rolling Stones.
Cash
God.
Nicki Minaj. I mean,
Yeah.
All right.
And
Well,
he's
Stormy, why don't you give us a quick introduction on Jeff
okay.
and Stella, and then we'll play a track from them to kind of start the show, all right?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one, the only Jeff Panzer, and his associate and beautiful friend of mine, Stella, the musician. She is a wonderful musician who has already made it big, but is making a comeback this time. She's doing independently, if I understand correctly.
Yeah.
And she's doing an amazing job of getting her name out there. And Jeff is helping her and a few others along the way. And He's done a lot of music videos. I mean, the man worked with Paul McCartney, Lionel Richie. Yeah, those were the old days. But he's worked with Nicki Minaj, for crying out loud, and a couple others that are today's big names out there. So this man, when he tells you to do something, you
You do
do it.
it.
Because if he tells you that I don't like that shot because your nose looks big, you wipe the entire video and get a different angle. I don't care how much time you've spent doing that video. When he says it doesn't look right, it doesn't look right. He knows what he's talking about. Now, Stella, you've had the opportunity to work with him a lot longer than I have, and I absolutely enjoy his friendship and whatnot. But tell us, what is it like working with Jeff? Is it fun? Is as fun as I've had, or is it,
Oh,
you know?
it's well, first of all, the first time I worked with Jeff was on a Hype Williams video, and there were all these things that were just like, going wrong on the set, and poor Jeff was just like, he just felt so bad for me because it was just a really really tough video to make. It was a 3-day shoot, and it was hard. And so coming back around the second time, working with him as the actual director and my producer, this video that we just shot 3.5 weeks ago, finished, and I flew out to LA to do this with him. It's the best video I've ever done in my entire career, and it's been a long career. I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to totally give away how long I've been around on the planet. But it's the best thing it's the best thing I've ever been involved with, and he's the best person I've ever been involved with, and I would definitely call him one of my best friends. Yeah.
I know that when my mom died, he was right there sending messages and sending support and whatnot. So I can only imagine what a friendship as long as yours would be like with him. Thank you, Jeff, for all that you do. And Stella, I can't wait to hear your music some more. We've listened to Hello before, but I think we've got a couple of your songs lined up for in a little bit. Is there anything that you would want people to know before we even think about playing the music about your songs? That was for you, Stella. Oh, did we lose her? If your microphone...
Stella, are you unmuted?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, she may be rugging, fam. All right, we have to continue. We're going to rotate back. Does Jeff have something that he could possibly play, Stormy? Or did Stella have the track?
I think Stella had the track, but Jeff, is it on YouTube or do you have it?
Are you talking about Hello?
Yeah.
It's on YouTube.
Okay, I'll pull it up.
And I'll find out what's going on with Stella in the meantime.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Jeff. If you guys haven't followed Jeff or Stella yet, please do. They're musicians in the space that are just starting into Web3, getting a little more crypto curious. So give them a follow. They were going to open the show with a track. And then in the meantime, guys, if we haven't retweeted the space yet, tagged a few more friends, please do. We're live streaming as well. And there's a link to the live stream in comments. Click on that. You'll be entered into the live stream. People will see you. I know, scary. Anyway, Crypto Fam Radio. Stormy, whenever you're ready, hit that track.
And we are go.
Let's go.
Once, a long time ago, when we first met, under bright lights and a circus tent, with colors and people moving way too fast. It's so nice to see you.
Amazing, Stella. You just made it in time.
I know. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's wrong? And this is a brand new computer too. I'm like, no. Oh, thank you so much for playing that. Every time I hear that song, I don't know. I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, you did a fantastic job. Full of energy, full of life, Stella. Yeah, I definitely.
If I could say something
Oh,
before
yeah, go for it.
before we even get started, Stella and I worked at Universal Music Group way back when, and Stella is a type of artist that basically could do it all. She's a great lyricist. You just heard her vocals. Um, and working with her, to me, is a pleasure because we actually get along great. We're friends and we've been friends for a while and we reconnected. And Stella, just to give you an idea, the only way I could describe her and her music is Stella was Lady Gaga before there was Lady Gaga. And I think that's the best way to say it. She's so eclectic. She can do anything with her vocals and all. I mean, she's hung out and played with the hardest metal thrash bands you could think of. Yet she could turn around and write a great song. And I think it's a great pop song like Hello. So that really sums up. What's that?
I said thank you.
You're welcome. I just wanted to throw that in so people know a little bit more about you and how talented I think you are. And I think the song actually shows your talent. It spotlights your talent. In fact, the first time Stella sent me the song, I was jogging and I had to stop and say to myself, is she writing this song about me? All good people find one another.
Can I just interject this really fast? His
Yeah.
actual verbatim was when he called me huffing and puffing when he stopped jogging and he said, "What kind of witchery are you using on me? Did you write this about us?" That's exactly what he said.
I'm not paranoid or anything, but it was such a positive message. And, the line that all good people find one another. Well, it's been a minute or three since Stella and I worked together, and to come back 360, it could only have happened through such a variety of different tangents that it happened. And like I said, yeah, all good people do find one another in life.
Yeah, they do. They really do. Then that is the message of the whole song. All good people find one another in the hardest of hard times that we are all going through right now. All of us, every single person I know is going through a terrible time. And the thing that we can always rely on is knowing that we're good people and we find each other and we help each other through it, so that's really what it's about.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stella, for sharing.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that. You're more than happy to post something up on the Jumbotron about that new track of yours and in comments. We definitely support artists here, and to start our show, or I should say our pre-show, with one of your songs is just spectacular for a show, Onchain Chats with Mountain Dew. So thank you again. You're incredible. Your music's awesome. It's full of life, full of energy. And yeah, we're going to get started, fam. I'm going to just play this disclaimer, and then, yeah, we'll begin.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to Crypto Fam Radio. My name is Stormy, and I'm here to remind you to DYOR. And that means do your own research. It's not about how much money you have in the bank. It's about your knowledge of your own funds and your own wallet. So be sure to do your own research and protect yourself. And while you're at it, go ahead and click like, subscribe, and follow our hosts. And join us at the Crypto Fam Radio.
That's right, fam. Join us at Crypto Fam Radio. I'm your host, Mountain Dew. This is a new show Onchain Chats with Mountain Dew. So really excited to be here. And okay, see timing, Louie. I gotta work on the timing. We'll get it next week, fam. We'll get it next week. Retweet the space. Let's go, fam. This is Crypto Fam Radio again. I'm your host, Mountain Dew. Welcome to the stage, Juju. He's a marketing and space host. He's the big dog of WolfSwap.app. If you guys don't know, trade, compete, and get rewarded in Crow, Abstract, and Katana. This guy is a writer for CoinMarketCap as well, and all tweets are not financial advice. Welcome to the stage, Juju. How's it going, fam? GM. Happy Wednesday. Juju. Can't hear you, fam. He's rugging. You know, it was very anticlimactic there. I was really hoping something a little more intense, like a little more energy. I think.
Well, I have to give her a shout out real quick.
What's up, Story?
So there's a woman here in our chat that is very dear to me, and without her, you guys would not even know I exist. She's already laughing because she knows exactly who I'm talking about. Please welcome Ms. Harley Quinn. Without her, I wouldn't even know what Web3 was. I wouldn't even know what an NFT was. I wouldn't know anything, and my music would have never gotten off the ground. So, Harley, this one's for you, babe. Thank you for everything.
Let's go. We still need to do that interview, Harlequin. I know. We keep talking about it. We'll get there. There's a lot of cool people to interview, like Juju as well. Juju, your mic's hurting me. It's hurting my feelings. You gotta fix your mic. I know, right? This guy, he's too afraid to speak. That's how good his voice sounds, fam. I know. The suspense is killing you, right, Louie? Louie, be honest. You really want to hear Juju speak, right? You want to hear that milky
Come on, Juju.
caramel kind of sultry sound he makes, the way wolves make?
That sounds scary.
Juju! Paige and Juju. What's going on? Oh! What's
There
going
he
on,
is.
Juju? We're gonna have a good time, fam. We're gonna have a good time. Juju, how's your day going? Tell me, what did you have for breakfast? Tap in with us, fam. What's going on?
Oh yeah, my day's been good. Was out of the house. Well, believe it or not, right? One of the rare times I step out of the house. So I was out of was back in. Then I was on launch my NFT space. Then after that, had to leave early to come into your space. And I was listening to the good music that was playing up here. I was just chilling, like nodding my head, going through like NFT prices, checking into the trenches on BSC. And I was like, damn, BSC ate me up real good because bro, like people were complaining about Saul, right? But I think BSE was actually terrible. So I was like, yo, I actually lost a whole bunch of chunk of cash to that. But I'm like, well, we move. It's gonna get better. We'll make it some other way, and we'll bounce back. Cause with the whole intro, it didn't say that I'm a degen. So yeah, I'm a degen as well. I degen a whole lot. So thank you so much for having me up here. Really appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you as well, Juju. I want to get started, fam, like how we first met on Crow, but even before then, right? Like Wolf.swap, Croginal. I think that's where I met you, right? I was one of the Croginal kitties, right? Yeah, we were doing spaces together. I was joining Elder Carl's space. I was joining the Wolf Swap space. I don't know. There were a bunch of crow spaces back then. Plague space in the morning. I don't know whatever happened to Plague. I haven't seen him in months, fam. He was like Kronos ambassador at one time, from what I remember, anyway. And then we got Colin. He's still doing things. Chaz. I'm trying to get him on the show, fam. He's hard. He's a tough one. Juju knows him personally. Anyway, Juju, let's come back to you. Let's get started. What got you into crypto, Web3? How did this all begin, this transition? I'm sure you could sum it up in less than 90 seconds, but you could do at least maybe 3 to 5 minutes. This isn't a shill, obviously. It's an interview. We're profiling you. We're profiling 3 different amazing people in crypto. Big shout out to Yonda. She's actually our 3rd speaker of today's show. She's already here. She's already present. She's intentional. Look at that. She is a role model, fam. Seriously, everyone, go follow Yonda. She arrived early, right? You're on time when you're early, not when you're late, right? When you're late, you're on time. Anyway, whatever that phrase goes. Big shout out to everyone in the building as well. I see you guys in the listeners lodge. Steve, Sui Life, Big Space Legends, Meta Rides, Chum Wizards. I'm seeing the Meta Rides as well. Good to see you, fam. Thank you so much for tapping in. But yeah, Juju, let's get started, fam. How did you get into crypto and why?
Okay, firstly, I'm gonna say time is an illusion, and it all comes down to perspective, right? You could be late in here and still be early to yourself. So, yeah. So, yeah, I got in around I think 22, right? No, crypto January. To be honest, I can't remember. Probably 2016 or something. Can't remember. But NFTs came in around I think 22 or late 21. And when I came in, the basic vibes out there, always in Discord, hosting games, having fun. I actually found NFTs. I think it was around, yeah, it should be 21 though. It was around like COVID, right? So like then fresh off school was doing a little bit of engineering, IT at a company and stuff. And when that happened, everything closed down. Like bored. I had like a whole lot of time on my hands. I was reading blogs and stuff. Then I found out like, oh yeah, NFTs. This sounds cool. And so I started looking on chain on ETH, right? Going to a couple of communities, grinded, had fun. Um, the crazy part was I didn't like get much liquid into crypto, right? Because I didn't even understand how that works. So I was just having fun, right? In all Discords, hosting games, having a good time. Eventually got into like project on Polygon, which was a free mint. I got to like mint off that. The gas was covered by the project. So it was a way to actually onboard into like crypto, which worked fine, right? But was one of the learning processes for me because from there I started understanding what works, what doesn't work, right? So from there I got like into a community, then got approached to be like a mod for them, right? And that was like I think a month or less into like Web3 side generally. So I think it was just purely about like the vibes, the communication, the way I like handle things generally, right? So I started working with them, and that first project was a vlog. I eventually like didn't get paid. I wasn't bothered, right? Because I wasn't actually looking for the pay. I was just having fun. So yeah, I had my first couple of NFTs, started understanding what it was like trading NFTs. From there, got like approached by another project which I started working with, and they started paying me. After that, got into a couple of other projects where I started like building out like projects with them, right? And if you're looking at that, well, this is my OG page, right? The other one you might have known back then was kind of like an alt over time, but Elon took that one, right? So, and if you're looking at this profile right now, you'd see that there's a whole bunch of like connections with NFT projects, especially on Polygon, but with other chains as well, and even the blockchain itself, right? So, it's built out with a whole bunch of the founders on the chain, hosted games, did like collab management, um, admin for projects on Discord. It was a whole lot of building, right? And I did that like for the whole time from like 21, 22 till like basically now, right? So like during all those times, I actually learned a whole bunch of stuff. And I felt like yeah, those were great move, real crucial into who I am or what projects I actually build out with right now because it boils down to also the relationships and the connections you've actually put out in the space. They always seem to be necessary if you're trying to put out a product, right? Because you always need to like connect with people, be in contact with a group of people to fast track like whatever you're trying to build for a product, right? And also understanding the sentiment of like community members, what they need, what they don't need, what do I actually find like useful, what they don't find useful, and things like that, and also implement them into products. So it was a fun journey, right? And it was super nice meeting a whole bunch of people in the space, especially you. And yeah, just having a great time here. Thank you so much. I think I did 90 seconds straight.
I wasn't timing you, Juju, but I feel like that was longer than 90 seconds. But it's all good, fam. I like people that have something to say, right? It makes my job a lot easier. Then I'm not monologuing, talking to myself. I do that a lot. Anyway, Juju, absolutely love your journey. Thank you so much for sharing. I had a follow up on your community, let's say, strategies or like ways you find in the space, not only spaces of course, but through Discord, through these different digital platforms. How are you able to create such genuine connections, especially on Crow? That was one of the things I absolutely loved when I was specifically on just the Chronos chain. I felt like Crow fam, it was a very strong bond, like you were brothers and sisters in arms doing something really, really impactful, very just meaningful, right? So it's just haven't really found such a very, close knit, like communal type of atmosphere on any other chain but CrowFam. So I'm just curious, how are you leveraging that? How are you using like community as a way to bring, I guess, the rewards back to your holders, you know? And I've noticed you guys just launched an NFT collection on WoofSwap as well. Feel free to share a little bit about that, because I'm definitely curious on more of that as well. Thank you.
That's a very, very twisted question, right? If I must ask. So I might need a little bit of clarity into that because I'm seeing multiple questions in that. Like, how do we reward the community? One, how do we utilize the community and getting like maybe more people in? And I'm also hearing something like the impact of community to a blockchain, right? So I might need to have you like rephrase the question so I understand it a whole lot better.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. Yeah, it was a little convoluted. My bad, fam. I reword that. We're back up in time. Tell me, Juju, how do you build community with what you're doing?
Now interesting and direct. So if you're it comes down to actually what you're building in the space, right? Like I said, if you're building a blockchain, it's gonna be like a whole totally different process to build a community. And if you're building like a product, right, it's gonna be super different, right? And also comes down to like what kind of product are you building? Is it like a DeFi product? Is it an NFT product? They're all different. There's no roadmap to like there's no roadmap how do you build a company with that one shoe size fits all, right? There's none of that. It doesn't exist, right? So it comes down to what you're building, right? Then with that, you understand like what kind of community you need and the best way for you to actually onboard them. So I hope that answers it to the next, right?
Yes, that was definitely clear, Juju. Thank you so much. I want to follow up, and I want to preface with co-hosts. Feel free if you guys have questions for Juju, just like, you know, get in there. If there's like a lull, like I just don't want you guys to just be chilling, you know, fingers kind of just thumbing around. I like to involve my co-hosts. Anyway, Juju, where do you see the future of what you're working on currently with Woof.swap? Because it seems like that's your OG project, that's your baby, that's what you're really building in this space. And can you tell us a little more about that evolution of how you got involved with Woof.swap and then the transition of where you're at right now? Yeah, serving the company.
Okay, so how I got involved with WolfSwap is, like I said, right, I was basically building out multiple projects on Polygon, the chain, and through that, building out a whole bunch of relationships as well, also with big KOLs in the space, and build as well, right? And eventually got to meet Alex, which we've had like several interactions prior, and he was just starting to build out like WolfSwap really fresh. And at the period of time, I found interested as well, right? That it was a new challenge that I would definitely love to jump up on, and I did jump on that. And after like, I'm gonna say that Alex, well, basically, that is a talented dev, right? And a great founder as well. Same as a couple of other guys behind the scenes with the product. They're real cool dudes, very skilled at what they do. So it was like a very smooth process, right? When you have like a group of people who have like-minded, right, in the direction of things and are willing to like actually listen to each other, right, and also listen to the community for feedbacks and things like that. Because of course you're not building a product for yourself, but you're building it for the community, right? So that was how I literally got into the project, and over time we came up with like multiple layers for we'll swap the game, 5 layers, the whole understood what the community needed, what they wanted, got through the right connections in terms of like partnerships, the KOLs, the influencers, the creators, the kind of like strategy we need to set in place to actually on board the kind of community we need, and things that we just need to like set in place, right, to like get that visibility, right, because onboarding in itself is actually different from awareness, right? So they're like very different things. So understanding what our goals are, what we're trying to like get, and what we're aiming at is always been like the flow. And yeah, so it's been a great journey coming through that to this point and in the future as well, right? We at this point, right, we basically already have existing plans for the future because we're prepared for the beer season right from this moment, because of course we're all here to like build long term, and we built with that in mind, right? Because for it to be like sustainable and build long term, like the way they say in Web 2, right? Wow, what's the proverb, right? Like maybe while it rains, the farmer could have like his whole seed and everything kind of like hidden for the bad weather, right? So we built in mind with things like that. We're fully prepared for the bear season and whatever. So in terms of seasons as well, um, I like realized or it felt like that was a way to actually expand the community beyond what it was currently, right? And especially with the vision we had in mind to onboard people from external chains into the chain. So we thought that NFTs was a great Trojan horse to do that, of which it. So we got like our NFTs out there, got the words out there, got like a couple of like, got seen by a couple of KOL influencers in the space, got like streams with Will Swoosh and a couple of other like top guys in the space, right? And that also helped with onboarding people into like the chain through NFTs. And we also set like some other strategies to onboard people into Amplify from external like chains as well, right? Because everything is basically a bubble if you keep on marketing to the audience every single time. And we actually thought that if bringing people into the chain, right, and people are coming to explore and understand like products are on the chain, right? If the community members win, if other products win, then we're definitely gonna win as well. Because either way, right, that's the kind of product building out in the space, which is tied into a whole bunch of collaboration as an aggregator, right? So that's just what it comes down to, right? What I was saying earlier in the space, that building your product, understanding it, what it is, understanding the needs of the community, and just looking for the best way to expand on that. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Juju. Yeah, that was a great explanation. I think overall it's a lot of work, Juju, like to build community, like in a very authentic way. Like you see a lot of people faking it, right? And I've always heard the term "fake it to make it," which, like I get that, but you can't really fake it when you're trying to build community, and you have to build it in such a way that you keep bringing them back again and again, right? That's what we call a sustainable. And then if you're sustainable, it doesn't really matter where the market is at. It could be high, it could be low, doesn't matter, because you have your community helping you, backing you, turn, you're backing them, right? You're cross promoting, cross pollinating, reciprocity. Yeah, no, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Looking forward into crypto, though, what are your I always love to ask this. You know, you can just, everyone's got an opinion, but what predictions for 2026, 2027? Just not on Crow, but just like with the market as you're seeing it. What are just like your initial knee-jerk reactions or thoughts? Or have you been thinking about this for a while?
Okay, before I answer that, right, I was just gonna like go through on what you were saying, that a couple of other teams, like a whole bunch of teams in the space, right? They're concerned with onboarding rather than retention. And that's something that is super important in the space as well. If you're building anything, you have to understand how to retain your users. So now going back to your question, right? Talking about 26, 27, to be honest, right, I don't care because I feel whatever kind of market comes, there's always an opportunity to make money. If you're focused on money, if you're focused on building as well, there's always an opportunity to build. The market isn't always like totally dead, right? That you can actually make anything. It's just gonna be, if the market is bad, if beer cycle, right, it's just gonna make it a whole lot difficult to actually like, maybe make some right plays or get some right moves. But it's not that it's non-existent, right? So to be honest, right, I don't really care because I know like, there's always going to be opportunities and there's always going to be stuff out there, but you just need to navigate it in a different kind of way. So either way, it's all good.
Yes. All right. That makes sense. And I want to go back to what you initially said with retention. Absolutely right. I think that was the word I was looking for earlier. So thank you for bringing that back up. Retention is huge, huge if you want to be sustainable. And if you think about it, we're all building little businesses. All right. It just so happens these businesses are on chain. It's cool. It's amazing. And soon everyone will be on chain and they won't even realize it. So that's pretty amazing too. So yeah, definitely support that, Juju. What are some tips or what are some tricks that you could share with everyone to onboard, let's say, friends and family or people that are just getting started in crypto? I'm sure you get this question a lot, but like I still run into people like IRL, and they know nothing about crypto. They know nothing about Web3, like all the worlds that are being built right now, the different blockchains. Like they're just totally oblivious, like almost ignorant. And I'm sure you've met people like that as well. But how are some ways that you, I guess, initially talk to people, try to onboard people that you could, share with the fam?
Number go up. That's it.
Number go up. Okay, all right. Code for Wind Moon. All right, Juju, you're funny. I thought I was funny. I thought I was a funny guy, but this guy's got a joke too. All right, cool, fam. We're almost at the top of the hour. I've got a few more questions for Juju. Then I was gonna throw the mic to Louis or Stormy if they had any questions for Juju. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. We got a hand over here as well. Over to Octavius, I think's got a question for Juju. What's going on, Octavius?
Jam, bro. Well, I don't really have like a question for Juju. I just wanted to like add something up to what you said. You know, um, you said something that so many people don't really understand Web3 and all that. Do you like? It will surprise you how many people don't actually know that the banks and Binance or whatever they are using is actually Web2. You know, people to like get to know some of this stuff. That's why I actually love like some of these spaces you guys hold, and I hope to like hold my one day because you guys like actually and people about different things on that people should know. Like as an individual who has assets somewhere, you should know where you're keeping your money. Yeah.
That's right, Octavius. Thank you so much for your input. Yeah, you're absolutely right, and we should definitely be more mindful as we approach people with this topic. What's up,
This is
Stormy?
true. I just wanted to make sure you guys remember. Do your own research.
Yes, DYOR for sure. Play that replay again. But I got Stormy right here.
So,
We were going. Wait, what?
what? Nothing?
You don't like the sound of your own voice, fam?
No, I don't. I hear
Okay.
it and I'm like, that's not how I sound in my head.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I sound
Okay.
deeper in my head. That sounds so wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up.
Okay, no worries, fam. Well, Louis is gonna play a track here in a minute to reset the room after we ask Juju a few more questions, and then after that, you could do a live DYOR if you don't like to hear the sound of your own voice and recording. You could just do it live, and then we could go to the next speaker after that. So, Steve's got his hand up. He's got a question for Juju. What's going on, Steve? GM, happy Wednesday.
Thank you, dude. Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Stormborn. Thank you for the space. Oh, snap. Shout out to Zal. I see he's in the space. He was doing the talk on DAOs. I threw some things, some interesting stuff on the chat bubble. This is excellent conversation. Excellent things to go over. And it's, that's what time it is. It's about to start like really, digging our heels in to kind of put this thing together. Being interactive, being proactive, putting these courses, getting creative on how we're going to deliver this educational process, because, like put something up there, up there in Voltron, kind of explaining, the need for this transition. I said a wake up call beyond caffeine, standout truth. Web 2 is a prison for your art. Web 3 gives you the keys and the deed. Your last viral, an example of this is your last viral reel earned $2 on chain. It could be $47. So stop begging centralized platforms for crumbs. Just saying for thought. Cheers. That's just a real moment, and then that the gentleman just spoke about learning the space. Referring to Binance as another centralized entity. We saw a flash crash on Friday, and part of that reason was because of these centralized exchanges. They got compromised, they got sloppy, and so when we learn, the inner workings on how to own some of the material and how to navigate this space on what we're capable of doing, on how we're building, we're building our content, how we're building our work, how this thing works, we can like get behind the driver's side, but in the driver's seat to take this thing home and see how we really find that value. So yeah, I mean that's why I like CryptoFam so much, because this CryptoFam radio platform for everybody, and we're gonna keep learning and keep getting strong. So everybody loves to do spaces on Wednesday. I love it, but at the same time, I'm gonna have to head out too. But to everyone in the room, keep building and stay strong.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate you, fam. All the value. So thank you again. Big shout out to Steve. He's always a good contribution. Crypto Fam Radio and OG in the space as well. I knew this guy in my arena days. That's right, fam. We used to arena. I know. I just don't have another phone, or I would be on the arena, but come on. I'm already on TikTok, LinkedIn, freaking, what else we got? We got X, and we've got YouTube, and we've got Spaces. Like, come on. I don't know how many people you want me to have here, all right? Like, there's just so many different streams you can lock in. But anyway, Juju, it looks like one other person's got his, maybe have a question. Big Wiz, what's going on, Big GM? Happy Wednesday. Got a question for Juju?
Yo, GM chat. Oh, thanks so much for the space. Crypto Radio. Like, it's nice to connect with y'all. I've been here since the beginning of the space. Actually, been nice and god damn, you were so touched. Like, really nice job. So my question for you is, as a myself, I've been
Big Wiz, you're breaking up, fam. You're breaking up.
No, you're recognized, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just gotta get better connection, fam. It's hard to hear you. Your question. Just, you may have to take a lap and come back.
Hello,
There,
can you
fam?
hear me?
Big Wiz? Yeah, still really bad feedback. You may have to take a lap real quick. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna throw the mic over to Louie. Louie, did you have any questions to Juju? Oh no. Louie's ready now. Damn it. Stormy, we'll throw it to Stormy real quick. Stormy, did you have any questions for Juju?
Not a serious one, no.
Okay, any like non-serious ones?
Who let the dogs out? I don't know.
Who let the dogs out?
Sorry, my head just went there. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I just wanted to give you a chance before.
I just wanted to make him laugh. I did. I got a laugh out of him.
Aw, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's cute. All right, so Louie's coming back, fam. Louie had the music too. Don't worry. Before we reset the room, Juju, I just want to say thank you again for sharing your story with us. Is there anything else that you wanted to share that we didn't cover that you wanted to talk about, or anything you want to post in the Jumbotron? You feel free to. Socials, where can we go to follow you? You know, if we you know like you enough, I guess. Where do we go, fam? Where do we go?
You could just go where you're seeing right now up here on the panel. Just follow me on X, but don't ask for follows though. But I'm right here. You can shoot me DMs. DMs are always open. I'm super free to like chat up with anybody. And okay, yeah, I just need to say this as well. Why Stormy sounds so nice, by the way?
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's wow. I got that.
But I haven't even begun to get started.
Okay, dude, I think it's time for you to actually take over. So, so yeah, thank you so much, guys, for having me up here. And yeah, I'll still be here chilling though.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
go, Juju. Oh, sorry.
All right. I see we have Louis back in. Let's bring him back up.
Yes, Louis needs to reset the room. We got one of his tracks. He's like super talented. Let me tell you, fam. His music. We did a music profile of Louis about a month ago now. It's on our podcast, which is on Spotify. If you guys have a Spotify, look at Crypto Fam Radio. His profile is on there. It's pretty good. Not gonna lie, but it's pretty good. Anyway, we'll try to get Louis back up here, fam. I just threw him the co-host. And if we can get
Throwing things at him, maybe he'll come up then.
No. He's really good at catching. He told me in another life, and we were both cats. Anyway, Louis, what's up, fam? You there?
Yeah, I'm currently just rugby because I left my house and I left my Wi-Fi because I went to go pick up some food. To go pick up some Jersey Mikes.
Nice.
But I'm
That's
heading
what
home
we had
right
last
now.
night.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. Cool.
You see. Yeah, I'm a cat daddy too. Yo. Down, dude. Dímelo. Yato.
Let's
Las
go.
Latinos.
Andale. Very nice, Louis. So you're not at your music, huh?
10.
Oh, and 10. All right, we're gonna throw it to Stormy, and Stormy.
You know I'm always in my music.
Yes, I know. This is why I have two co-hosts, ma'am. Anyway, Stormy, throw us a track. Let's reset the room real quick. Retweet the space.
Well, I did this one last Saturday with the Chain Queens coming up. This is one of my Chain Queens called Rise of the Chain Queens, obviously. Here we go for the ladies. They said we fade goes on the chain, stories untold. We built our castles and love so long ago. Bury our dreams, our wallets never full. From pistols to power, we're breaking through the screen. No longer unseen, we're the new ones. Hearts to the diplomax to dead duck society. We got each other's backs. Sisters of the legend, linked to free, building the future. Decentralized queens, we rise. We trust the fire ignite. That was enough.
Awesome, Stormy. That was amazing.
you.
Welcome back, fam. Crypto Fam Radio. Share the space. Retweet it. Tag a few more friends. Stormy, that was amazing, fam.
Wait, Stormy, was that your song?
That was her song. Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah, it was her. Louis,
Are you okay?
Did you use AI? Or was it all you?
I can't understand you.
Louis, you're breaking up, fam.
Can you hear me? Am I breaking up?
Yeah, I can't. Well, I heard that. I didn't hear what you said earlier. Louis.
I don't know. I just muted and I just unmuted. Like, hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you're good. Go for it. Louis.
Okay.
Oh, you're better now.
Was that your?
Yes, it was my song.
Oh, nice. Do you use was that all you? Did you use any machines, any AIs, or was that?
Yes, I did. I have. That's more part of my story is that I got caught in the really bad part of COVID, and I died twice to it, and they brought me back. But when they did, they scarred my throat and broke some of my teeth and everything, and I had to relearn how to walk, talk, feed myself, and everything all again. And when I came back, I didn't have the air to push the song as much as I used to be able to. As you can hear now, I have to catch my breath occasionally because I was left with damaged lungs, damaged heart, damaged brain. Obviously, I'm here. Oh wait, so it is one of those things. I'm still here. I'm fighting. I had to find a new way to push my song, so I taught AI. I have a degree, computer animation, multimedia, graphic arts, and media, and I had to teach AI how to use my voice to push the notes that I can no longer sing. So I write every one of my songs, 100% write them, and then I sing what I can, and the AI pushes the rest. So that's what I've taught my AI to do. So that's how I make my music, and I want people to realize you can like it or you can hate it, but either way, it's here to stay. So learn to master it before it masters you. If you want help, you've got an entire team of us here to teach you how to do it. I teach for free.
Let's go. It's the Web3. You know what I'm saying? Resources, the tools, and the people that come behind the Web3. Let's go. I'm here for it, Stormy. And you know, you obviously you got my support as a Web3 musician. We got some good people and good musicians.
Sounds good. I'm actually a music royalty. My family has been in music pretty much since I started. Patsy Cline to, well, my cousin's name Lee, so she's of Evanescence for those who don't know. And, you know, it's music is everything. Music is the code that sometimes people can't reach. And it's the only way I reach my son with it. So that's a whole nother story another time.
Yes, Stormy, you are absolutely correct. And Stormy's story actually did a music slide on her live story, I would say about a few weeks ago, Stormy? I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. So
About 3 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, it's on Spotify, fam. Believe it or not, I keep mentioning Spotify. I should put a link to make it easier for you guys. But I just assume everyone's got a Spotify account. So if you just go under podcast, hit search, Crypto Fam Radio, Stormy's there, Louie's there.
Mike's there as well.
Yeah, your music is there. You've had some exclusives, Louie as well, just to Crypto Fam Radio space. That's right, fam. That's right. So definitely tap into the podcast. I'll find a link somewhere. In the meantime, I did have a question about where you can find the newsletter. The newsletter is in the LiveSpace schedule of Jumbotron here. I include a newsletter link on every single weekly live schedule that we have. So if you click on the LiveSpace schedule, if you haven't rated it yet, please do. Underneath it has space reminders, all the spaces, as well as a link to the newsletter. Just repin it because, you know, I just want to make sure you guys signed up for the newsletter. You're probably asking, why should I sign up for the newsletter? But that's a great question, fam. The reason is the letter, this absolutely legend of a newsletter, comes out on Saturdays. right? The weekly live space schedule comes out every Sunday. So I actually give you the space schedule a day early. And on top of that, we do some recaps the past week, as well as some just feature alpha for the upcoming week when it comes to certain speakers, certain sponsors. Which reminds me, big shout out to Nico, ETH, and Decentral Bros, both paid sponsors of Crypto Fam Radio. Big shout out. We absolutely love our sponsors, and we absolutely love growing. Crypto Fam Radio is growing and glowing in a lot of ways. And if you guys did check out the newsletter this past Sunday, you would have seen we had a kitty in the house recruiting a little intern of ours. So his name is Demigod. He's probably not in the building. No, he's not here right now, but he's at First Picks Cat Raiders. That's right, fam. If you see Mountain Dew over there, see that cute little kitty, go follow him. He is the start of our Crypto Kitty Cabal. Say that 3 times fast. Crypto Kitty Cabal. Fam, that's right. Picks Cat Cabal. It's in the community tab. I know. It's insane. But you know what? I absolutely love pixelated projects. All right. You may have seen a bit of it with the Croginal Cats, and now this new project on base. Like I don't even own the project. I just kind of CTO'd it by buying a massive supply. But I am gonna start my own kitty cat ball. So if you're interested, definitely check out these kitties. And big shout out to Demigod, our first intern over at Crypto Radio. If you're looking for experience in the space, tend to us. We're always looking for interns, raiders, space, whatever, fam. Whatever is your fancy. If you like it, we got.
Hi, to talk to you about one later. I think Louis would have one of fun. I was thinking
What's that story?
we need to do a karaoke space. Yes.
I think Louis likes that idea.
I think Louis would have a field day with it. But the thing is, the hosts are not allowed to sing.
I don't know, fam. I feel like
we have to. You know what?
Be unfair. Let's be real.
It would be unfair if I sang.
Oh yeah, of course. You're a professional singer. You like do it all the time. Come on. You would totally win.
Nah.
Oh, that's why you want to play it.
That's why I want to play it, so I don't have to. I want to see what the people out there can do.
Yeah, of course. All about the people. Power to the people, fam. Power to the people. And big shout out to everyone in the space too. I see you, fam. I see Jen in the building. I see Made Coins in the house. Make sure everyone's following everyone, especially the co-hosts and the hosts, retweeting this space sharing, tagging a few more friends. This is the first time we've ever done a space like this. Is Onchain Chats with Mountain Dew with co-hosts Stormy and Louie. All right, so this is amazing. Louie, are you back in? Can you play us one of your tracks real quick before we go into the next speaker? Are you back?
I'll be back 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Yeah, real quick.
This is the longest
bizarre bullshit. We got
this guy. All right. I really wanted to hear your music again. Louis, calms my soul. Like, let me shout out Louis real quick. Promo him because we ran a space together. I interviewed this guy and I absolutely loved how smooth his track made me feel. I remember those were the exact words, fam. And he got that Hispanic flair. Not quite bunny status, but awfully close. What do you say, Louis? What do you say? You play Super Bowl? Play Super Bowl.
Not bad, bunny.
Oh,
how perfect.
Gato. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. So, all right. So this is what we're gonna do. Yonda, I don't know if Yonda's here. I want to tap in with Yonda real quick. How's it going, Yonda? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. It's a pleasure to be here. How are you?
I'm doing well, Yonda. How are you? Are you enjoying the show?
Having a ball. I'm laughing. I'm enjoying the music. It's really nice to connect with a new audience. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Yes, Yonda. Thank you so much for being here and showing up early too. I think I mentioned that earlier in the space. So thank you, thank you. I think the next speaker got confused with the time zone. So he's over in PST, and he did ask me the question which time zone to be in when I told him to talk about 2 p.m. EST, and I was like, bro, you don't know what EST stands for? I don't know what we were on. Anyway, he's not here. Yonda is here. So Yonda, we're gonna do a swap a room. Maybe he'll come on the last hour. But I want to introduce Yonda to the stage. Talk a little bit with her about how she got started with crypto. She's one of our keynote speakers here on Onchain Chats with Mountain Dew. And so I just want to give a warm welcome to the CEO at On Genius Room. She's got an MBA as well. She's very proud to shine a light on making a real difference in the industries. Give it up for Yonda, fam. How's it going, Yonda?
What a great introduction. That yarn sounds pretty darn amazing. If I do say so myself.
She's so amazing. Yeah, I tried to hype you up as much. Like, I be a hype man. That's what I put in my profile for a while. And then I was like, space host. I'm more a space host. I'll just say founder. Founder just, it does everything, right? Everything. So, hey, Yonda, let's get started, fam. I noticed you've been in this space for quite a while. You've been grinding for quite a while. And I just absolutely love to hear. I don't think I've ever heard your story of how you got started with crypto, your experience initially with crypto, and what you've learned from that experience over the years. I think we'll start there. And welcome to the stage again. And thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. I have a corporate career, so I have managed at a high level people in business for enterprise. So I have 10 years in retail at a high level as a 1%er, and then I transitioned to managing about 12% of the United States, where I managed 100 stores, over $250 million annualized top line. And then in my former career, I managed just under $1 billion in annual revenue year over year. I transitioned away from corporate and I went into real estate, right? Because I really do believe in the power of investors at any level getting into real estate and then helping renters to solidify themselves. So going from rentals to home ownership, that's been my passion. So around 2018, I was hearing about, I was approached about going probably in 2012. And I was like, no, I'm not about to do that. I'm going to stay focused on this corporate thing and make it happen. In 2018, I wrote my first article on LinkedIn, and it was about this thing called Bitcoin and blockchain and Litecoin and cryptocurrency. And I saw the parallels where at some point we would have real estate on chain. And I knew that that was a position that I would want to be in because, Frank act overnight very quickly was attractive to me back then in 2018. I wrote the article and it's still out there. So follow me on LinkedIn as well. And that was my first exposure to cryptocurrency. And then in 2021, so I spent some time working for free with some social media influencers, millionaires, right? And so building their real estate portfolio and things like that and kind of getting my feet wet and so we didn't have an indication as to how to set up a profile, what kind of pictures you need to make. I didn't even know how to make a post, okay? So I transitioned at the beginning of 2022. And I just said in March, I'm going to join X. At that time, it was Twitter. And I was like, okay, now what do I do again? And that I've been consulting on metaverses, digital real estate, virtual real estate, AI, and just doing a myriad of things around the digital transformation. So 2022 is my initial start.
Oh no, Yonda, you're on mute.
I left you a clip, didn't I?
All right, go for it.
2022, I came here to X, and I was working with one of the largest real estate brokerages in the world, and we were already fractionalizing in real life real estate, and we were doing that through media as well as in real life, and it was international. So I've learned so much from that. Even building a metaverse project and working with developers to create, and this was in 2022. So I understood tokenization, I understood ETFs, transition. I finished up that project and many other projects that I've been on since then. And this is so long, y'all, like spatial. Most of you may know spatial from metaverse. There were only 2 rooms that were when I started in 2022. It was just amazing to see how they built up that ecosystem utility that's there as well. It's pretty incredible, including the blockchain connection. That's cool. So fast forward probably a year into my journey here at X, I became I was monetized, and so they changed the program so many different times. But I felt like at that time, probably 2023, I started the Genius Room, almost 2.5, 3 years, and I had questions about my journey. I was like, where do all the brainiacs in the world, I mean, really smart geniuses, go when they have questions? Who do they talk to? Like, for instance, who was Einstein's best friend? Okay, I know who thinks like that. And then I just kept thinking like these questions of, well, I'm gonna create a genius room where iron sharpens iron. We're gonna get together, and when you get a whole bunch of geniuses in the room, like you can hear gears turning, the clanking, and it's a cross pollination of teaching and training at different levels to kind of bring this energy together. I almost call it like quantum room, believe it or not. So I started speaking globally at like Philippines blockchain and started speaking at NFT NYC, doing conferences, going to VCons. I found my love and my passion to attend events, to network, and to find more geniuses in real. And so I've continued to do that. And I took a hiatus for a couple months because, like building a community, for me, I want all my community members to win. I mean, really win at a high level for themselves. And so no one person should have to carry another person. So let's talk about, if we're doing business together, are you really a business, or are you an individual that can contribute your skills? I just need to know what lane we need to put each other in, right? And what does that look like? Questions like, if we work internationally together, like, how do I pay you? Do I pay you on a I-9, a W-9, a W-8? Can I transact with other countries? How does the taxation, all this stuff, right? I just tell you. So that's the thing that's from being able to bring individuals together and to talk about the indicators. What are we seeing? What questions are unheard of? What we're not thinking? And then over the last year, I found myself in a genius room. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm here in the United States. I keep hearing about these policies and regulations and Bitcoin and treasury reserves. And I'm like, okay, y'all, who in our group is, okay? Who's going to Washington, D.C., sitting in these crypto task force rooms and talking to people and finding out what the legislation could look like, should look like? Who's sitting there listening to the panel with these thoughts, kind of scribbling on a notebook paper, and then bringing it back to the world ecosystem, doing these spaces and say, hey, y'all, this is what they talk about in these rooms. Don't ask me how I got in the room at the Security and Exchange Commission. By the way, I have perfect attendance going to the SEC roundtables. And that just, duh, I needed to be there. I learned so much by being in the room. And literally, I just, like, I would have never thought of it had I not gone to some of these government roundtables, discussed things like, what's a money transmitter? Why I need a money transmitter license? I just want to, I just want to do business with you. I want to do business with Sheila J. I just want to do business with folks, right? What do you mean I can't do it like that? What do you mean I can't charge on crypto wallet? You mean to tell me I can't have, sole custody of my wallet, self custody of my wallet? Wait a minute. Y'all talk about regulating that? Okay, but you have to understand that the SEC, the Security and Commission, their job is to protect investors, right? So I get the DGens, I get the decentralization, I get the decentralized finance, I get the stable coins, and I get the policies. So the Genius Act, so the Clarity Act, so the Bitcoin Act. Senator Loomis out of Wyoming, she just came up over the last couple of weeks. She came and she amended the digital asset taxation for the United States. I'm like, so we're building in this environment, but do we understand what's happening behind the scenes? And by the way, I'm gonna bring it back to y'all, but then I'm also gonna write in and I'm gonna say, here's my proposal. Here's my alternative to the KYC by knowing your customer. Let's talk about DID, decentralized identification. Let's talk about some alternative ways that we can have our privacy. And then here's some things I think we should do as well. And by the way, I go to the Senate office, right? And I go to the Global Blockchain Business Council meetings. I'm headed to Capitol Hill in the next couple of weeks, going to a gala, and then I'm going to their national conference. And it's just, I'm not a politician away. I just care enough to come and take the Genius Room and say, hey, geniuses, listen, we got to make this out a little bit. They're talking about this. What does this mean? Okay, well, so, and then the last piece is, I've decided, since I'm in these rooms, I want my community to be able to touch via the airways some of the, I guess I would call them politicians, CEOs, and founders doing incredible things around the world. So before Wyoming released their first stablecoin token in the United States, the first state ever, I had the chief compliance and risk officer, Deborah. I had her on our spaces. So she was able to talk to us about what may be coming, but she couldn't release when it was coming, and it released 10 days later. I was like, hot dog. The geniuses were able to hear from her and to hear how the stable token was going to be used. And it was in beta, and you were able to, it went to mainnet, it was on testnet, so you were able to test out how to transact with the stable, and it was just incredible. Then I decided to have DTCC. I'm like, DT, who? DTCC. I'm like, what do y'all do? I don't think I ever would have found y'all ever had I just been kind of this mainstream chick a little bit. And DTCC, so whenever there's a bonds, a stock, a commodity stream, they reconcile for the United States. And to make sure those transactions, whether it's on a T2, a T1, a T0, I could speak like this 8 months ago. Now you can't tell me nothing. I think I know a little something, but I need geniuses around me so that we can continue to sharpen our iron. So my one minute, a little bit, to tell you a little bit about who I am.
Yes, Yonda, thank you so much. Time is an illusion. And yeah, that minute was a long minute. Thank you so much, Yonda, for that introduction. I want to dive a little deeper in your Genius Room. So that's kind of at the forefront of your profile. That's what you're promoting on Genius Room. There's these spaces on X that you run, I think weekly or maybe twice a week. I'm not sure. Can you share us a little more about on Genius Room? Looks like you're the founder CEO of Genius Room, so I'd love to hear more about why you feel like there's a need for this and what you're doing to bring more of an impact into crypto, into Web2, and so forth. Thank you.
Absolutely, great question. And I would tell you that I'm not an expert at anything really, right? So because I'm not an expert at anything, I think it's important that the Genius Room positions itself to be able to like lessen the gap between the top tier and the bottom tier, whatever that's like in your mind, to be able to hold transparent conversations. And so I just want to hear from like the Chief Compliance and Risk Officer from Wyoming. Like, how did you get started doing this? One, like, how did you just decide that you were going to transition from Web 2 in real life career and come over to Web 3? What was the transition like? Wait a minute, you was a federal prosecutor in New York. Wait a minute, how's that? I'm just confused a little bit. So I think that story is so important because there's little boys inside of each one of us. And I think these stories that we hear from these innovators that are at a high level, we too can accomplish many things similar as they are. It's not a competition. So hearing those stories, it makes it real. It makes us to be able to connect it to identify. I had someone from, DTCC. I had Renee Berman in, and she was one of my speakers. And I thought, she is incredible. Again, just my average every day. And I've led at such a high level with companies and still had no idea that this other industry from a financial standpoint even existed. What does it mean to be able to be on a T2, right, in a money transmittal opportunity? So I'm like, okay, and that teaches people, it educates people. For my daughter who is 15, I can say to her, look, you don't hear people about they're in the Treasury, right, the U.S. Treasury, and they're making sure that before a transaction goes through and you want to purchase this bond, that it has to wait 48 hours until it reconciles and everything. And then trade actually goes through once the insurance is a good trade. So when you look at the use case for blockchain, it makes sense why we can go from a T2 to a T1, which means I'm only waiting 1 day opposed to 2 days. And eventually we'll get down to it's kind of this instantaneous thing that's going to transact with the right laws or laws in place to keep investors safe, right? And that's my viewpoint. So that's why Genius Room is needed to be able to expose people to one another, the geniuses.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that explanation, Nando. A lot more clear, for sure. So much more clear. Big shout out to everyone in the space so far. Tapping in with Louie over here, my co-host. Louie, how's it going, fam? I know you got a question for Yonda. How's it going? You've been doing a lot of hearts and emojis while she's speaking. I feel like you really resonate with everyone, Louie. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I love what Yonda is actually the idea of just being surrounded, because I think that's what these spaces are also all about. It's just making sure you surround with yourself with the right people, and we're building, growing. So the Genius Room, is that like a space? Is that an app? Is that a website? Community? What exactly is that? And how can people I guess join or like be? Is there like a selection process? Or everybody always just join? This is a Genius Room, right? So you can explain some of your part on that. Thank you.
Absolutely great question, Louis. Thank you so much to both you and to Stormy and to Crypto Family for allowing me to be on today. The Genius Room has been around for 2.5, 3 years, and we're a community. We have over 1,400 members that are part of the community here on X. We do have an app that's coming out, and what we do is we meet on Saturdays, and we'll meet on something that we need to talk about, like AI, for instance, and AI ethics or AI humanity, and specifically around the topic. If you think about the EU just came out with first policy in the world when it comes to AI. So a couple weeks ago, we had about 1,200 people attend our space and listen to the replay. So it gave everybody an opportunity to weigh in. This is kind of like what I consider our gift to give to regulators, to policymakers, to senators, to governors, to state legislators, to say, hey, y'all, are y'all talking? Because I know it's just a matter of time. We're talking about blockchain. We're talking about crypto. At some point, we're going to get knee deep talking about AI. Here's some things already ahead of time that we're thinking because I belong as a founding member to the global AI. And so part of that global AI is getting these type of conversations in the hands of the key decision makers and also attending some of these policy meetings and talking about here's our position. Here's what my community say. Now, it's not just me. It's about 14. It was 1,200 that attended that space. So there's 1,200 people that feel, here's a soundbite. Check it out. And let's look at what we can create around that. So that's on Saturdays. Sundays, the Genius Room hosts the Shield and networking space because it's so important to understand what you're building out there, what support you need, also any updates that are happening in the blockchain, crypto, Web3 space. So we do a Shield, and we'll start adding more. We used to go Monday through Friday, and then I changed it to only weekends now. So we'll get more. So you can join the community if you click on my profile. You'll see on Genius Room, I have an MBA, and I have probably 4,000 or 5,000 hours in live streaming and social audio listening on LinkedIn as well as on X and YouTube and Twitch and Twitter. Y'all know how it is. So you can join through clicking on Genius Room, follow on Genius Room, but also join the community through on Genius Room because we're growing. So I'm a startup just like any other business, and simply put, I spotlight these individuals. Great question, Lee.
Awesome.
Thank you
Thank you.
answering. I have another question as well too. So it's 2 to 3 years, right? Any like something that you guys built that that you would love to share?
So yeah, so we're individualized, right? So you have some geniuses on the platform now. We're individualized, and that's what I mean. Part of the Genius Room is really what you're building, because I believe, and I've taught my team how to do 90-day sprints. I taught, and I call them my team because I feel like it's my community, but we're individualized. So you get out what you put in. The self-talking is all about what you're communicating to your brain because your brain is listening. So it's so important that each individual builds, and we're like presenting to each other. Hey, by the way, I just got this spotlight with a CEO out of the UK. He'll be on in the next week. We're going to talk to him. We're going to find out why the UK blockchain makes sense for them to belong to, or us to look at even carrying the Genius Room podcast and live stream over there as well. So we're looking at interoperability, or I'm looking at interoperability. I am the blueprint maker. I'm the key decision maker. It's just me deciding, hey, this is the route I want to go in. Guess what? If you're a part of the community, you're more than welcome to join. What are you going to bring to the table too? Because guess what? We all want to eat. Let's have a feast together. What you bring it like a potluck. Does that make sense, Louie?
Yeah, it does. So I guess my next would be, like, you guys see yourself in like 2 3 years from now, I guess.
Well, yeah, Louie, I'm already famous, right? So my job is to get as many community members famous as well through what they're doing. And so whether it's I do live events. So I'm here to speak at the Futurist Conference in Miami. I guess the next 3 weeks or so. I just finished speaking at the Black Blockchain in Washington, D.C. I just got finished speaking at the National Black Caucus in Washington, D.C. I just and I speak not at events, and I just spoke on like the Bitcoin reserve, Treasury Reserve. What does that look like exactly for local and state governments here in the United States? I'm looking at the tokenized conference. It was going to be in December, so in March. And I'm looking at the Digital Chamber of Commerce event that's in 2026 in March as well in Washington, D.C. And I attend a lot of monthly events in Washington, D.C. a lot. So in the next 3 to 5 years, just continuing to make an impact, giving back to the world.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate the questions. Louie, look at you go. We got another person up here, Made Coins, with a question. What's up, Made Coins? How's it going?
Yes, hi. Hi, good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, everyone. I like AJ. I think I've been to your space before. You're a great host, a great speaker, and that's the thing. I like Shelly Yolanda. She knows me. You know, I go to her space. One of the things I do in my spare time is that I like to support NFT artists, uplift people, encouragement, and do things in a positive way. Like what was I going to say? I do have a space myself, which I host every Saturday. Is mental health, where we talk about topics as mental health, dealing with anxiety, depression, etc., and many other things. Um, yeah, when I started like hosting this space, just to let everyone know, my background is I used to build computers. It's more like entry level, but when I went back to college, I changed my major to marketing, and I love the marketing more than accounting. My mom used to be an accountant for Marley's company that's here in the USA in Connecticut. Um, I always one thing is about when it comes to social media, I always like to show proof of who I am, and the reason why I say it because anybody could be whatever they could be, and you don't know who's who. That's the bottom line. So it's like I don't need to hide myself. If you check out my profile, I show my picture. That's me. I'm based out in Stamford, Connecticut. I'm very close to New York. I put my I think my that I'm in New York because I'm mostly there all the time to my events, and I network with from entrepreneur. The thing I do is that I want to see people grow. I'm one of those type of entrepreneur person. I said everybody on here to be an entrepreneur. You just have to get out of your comfort zone and keep yourself humble. I like sometimes when you meet people, they could be in an area where they feel stuck in, and whatever any one of if you have something to share, they could grab on that and that could uplift them. Sometimes for some people or some of us in general, we give out too much information or we may not give good advice. But one of the things I love doing, whatever advice I could give, I'll give it to. And if I can't do it, then I'll find someone else that could do it for them to help them out. So going back to what I was saying, the mental health space I host, I didn't just decide to do it out of the thin air at all. It just I love like when it comes to education, it came across me, when I was Google searching. So I check it out. I said, let me give this course a try. I tried it out. I was doing it while I was at work, and then I completed the course good for 3 years. So I felt like something was missing on social media, which was mental health. There wasn't too much mental health spaces. It was mostly like art spaces. So I said, you know what? Let me let me do my own space where everyone welcome, everyone could speak, everyone could express himself in many different ways, but at the same time, show respect to each other. I don't like to get into any arguments at all. And one thing about me, I'm picky what spaces I go to. I don't want to go to a space where you're not wanted. People don't get a chance to speak the voice. I don't get involved with any drama. I keep my distance from those type of people. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with all of you, and I like to be at peace, and I like to make self improvement to do with others. Look, you should try this strategy out. I'm the financial advisor, just let anyone know that. And I like to go over crypto topics too as well. because I am a good investor, and I'm also working on many things, many projects. I am an artist myself. My strongest is poetry compared to being digital NFT artist. And I just want to see all of you grow. I just want to see something new. I'm into technology and many other things. But like what I'm looking for is I'm actually looking for if anyone's interested in working with me. I'm a very hard worker. I'm looking for crypto influencers, like someone that would like to work with me and we both work together. Schedule is very flexible, even though I may be busy at times, but I'm on social media like 24/7. Like as I wake up, my phone's right next to me. You know, like I'm to Twitter X, but that way some ways I feel like that. Um, Yolanda, you're doing a great job. The host, the co-host, the other co-hosts, Stormy. I see a few familiar faces down there. You're all doing a great job. Wherever you feel stuck at, just talk to someone, whoever you feel comfortable with, because going forward into 2026, I just can't believe how time is just moving fast. And my advice to anyone else, which you already know, is just do for thinking and take care of your health. That's the number one priority. Take care of your health is very important. I've been through a lot of struggles in my personal life. I still go through certain struggles. I don't carry that with me. And at the end of the day, I'm just happy to be here, happy to keep things positive and keep things moving forward. So that's pretty much it. And like you said, follow each other. Because one of the things I want to say real quick,
Thank you very much.
I know I'm talking too much, everyone. Because sometimes I tell myself, shut up. One of the things is like, I like when you say follow each other. I do that too, but I'll be like, I say to myself, hold on, this person's not gonna follow me. Like, oh no, come on, follow me. I like to follow people back, and I just like to just do the best I can any day of my life. It's not an easy task, everyone, because some days you're gonna be in a different mood. Which is normal. It's human.
That's true. That's very true. And we appreciate you coming up and sharing Yonda. And Yonda, I have to say, I've been staring at your profile picture. I remember you from the Web3 event. I'm with you. If you ever need anything from me for, AI and stuff like that, I'd be more than happy to help if you ever need.
Well, thank you so much, Stormy. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, I'm part of Unstoppable Women. I was at the Bitcoin Las Vegas conference as well. So I do have a couple tickets available if anybody's going to be in the Miami area. I can give you, and you can attend the Futures Conference with the Genius Room. I didn't ask Crypto Fam Radio or Louis or anybody for permission to say that. I just want you all to let your near dear to my hearts. And I'm just hoping, like Maycoin said, that you keep winning, right? You keep showing. Continue to take one step in front of the other and don't give up. Surround yourself with winners, period. Don't let anybody right now get one life. And because we get one life, you hold on to one life. You tell people to do with their life what they want to do with their life, and you with your life what you want to do with your life. Because it's your life.
That's right. Thank you, Stormy. Appreciate you as well. Amazing. Maycoin, appreciate you. You got your hand up. Make it quick. Want to go
Yes,
back
I'm
to
gonna
that
make it quick. I want to say this. What I like what Yolanda just said. She said she's giving out tickets. That's one of the things I always do. If someone really know who I am, I always social responsibility. Meaning that if I get an opportunity to event, if I'm able to bring someone to event, I'm gonna show you an example with everyone. When I met a friend of mine from New York, Randy, I got into certain events that cost $1,000 per ticket. You know how much I paid? Nothing. Zero. Zero. That's true friendship and love he showed me. And I want all of you to do the same thing, because if all of you have opportunities, don't be selfish. At times, any of us could be selfish. Share it. Share share the knowledge, you know. And I'm really I'm a real person. I'm not a fake person on social media. People hide behind social media for who they are. I don't hide. And when somebody meet me in real life, this is how I am, and that's the thing I love about myself. And I want you all to be yourself. Don't let negativity carry you down. Protect your energy and keep at it. Okay, because you are entrepreneurs. You are somebody. If you see somebody growing, don't hold that jealousy. You have a passion. You have a creativity. You just got to use it and not be distracted by anyone. That's pretty much all I have to say.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mate Coin. Oh, sorry.
Say we have two hands.
We have two hands. Do you know which one went up first, Stormy?
Actually, Candid
Candy,
on
welcome
my
to
screen.
the stage. What's going on? Can you got a question for Yonda?
Ghost, you may have been before me. If you want to go, I saw your hand up first.
You know, you can go first. First, let me shoot
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just had a quick question for you. Um, we haven't been focused on it at the moment, but we were over the last summer and during the election and the beginning of this year. But I did meme coin student loans. Well, now the other is loans on base, and basically it was more of an advocacy coin to try to get them to bring student loan debt on chain so that we could figure out a way to do staking and yield, and hopefully maybe the president says he's so big on merit. It would be great to have a merit based incentive like matching program like they do kind of for campaigns. I know like here in New York it's like dollars a match like 1 to 8, and so anyways, those are just some like thoughts. As you know, like DeFi has way more alternatives to our current system, and it's way more transparent as far as loan terms and interest rates and all sorts of things like that. Just because you've spent so much time in Washington D.C., do you ever see them taking that route with student loan debt?
Great question, and I'm in the meetings still learning. I say, based on my attendance, is that they're open to sandboxes, and it'll start primarily at your local and state levels. So I always encourage, if you haven't met with your senators or you haven't met with your mayor and local government, that's the biggest starting point right there, because your senators, they do have offices at the Senate office in Washington, D.C., but you can meet them right in your backyard at the state and talk with them about your ideas. I found that there's power in teaching, training, and developing them on this disrupt digital transformation that's coming down the really, really quick. I think we have to a degree, for I know. I was like, the government, I know they know all this stuff. And when I go to meetings and stuff, I can do a better job of explaining why this matters and why I want to be a task force at a state and local level. I want to be a part of a self-regulating organization, SRO, or a sandbox, and let's test it out and let's see if there's viability in the thought and the idea. Similar to right now, Ireland, we have real estate on blockchain, right? And that's one way that you get transparency and looking at some of the vacant values here. So I would encourage you to start there, and I think you'll be surprised that they're open to hear what you have to say.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Candy for the question. We're going to go over to Ghost now. What's going on? Just got a question for Yonda.
Hello, everyone. Can we all hear me?
Yes,
I
fam.
really, I just wanted to compliment what she said. Really, I want to believe I have some kind of relationship with Yonda. I've been on thesis, and they were very much educative and informative, so to say. And the truth of the whole matter is this: when it comes to decentralization, I want to believe decentralization is a revolution in decentralization. Can we hear me, please?
Yes, fam. We can hear you loud and clear. Keep going.
Okay. To continue, I want to appreciate and greet the host of the space for at least giving me the permission to speak on this space, and I want to appreciate the co-host, Louis, Tony. I greet you all, and I want to appreciate especially Yonda. Yonda, you are a very beautiful person. You are more intellectual, innovative, creative than what people might think you are. You are beyond. Sorry, you are beyond my expectations. I wasn't expecting things that I've been hearing. I've learned it from you personally, and I've learned a lot from your spaces, from people. Now, back to the reason I requested for the mic. Coins was making a statement, a comment, and all my brain could figure out was about the credibility and accountability of personnel or people on the Web3 space, and the fact that he made a statement, even though it's not in the same sentence I said just now, made me just want to speak. The first reason I requested for the mic was because I felt Yanda was on the space, and I should be able to like connect and resonate with her, everything. Now, on my profile, if people check my profile, I'm basically decentralized or decentralization advocate. I believe in decentralization, and the truth of the matter is, people do not really understand the difference between decentralization, Web3, and blockchain. They just like interchange or use both words. I am an educator, so to say. Most of my posts, most of my focused on letting people know what they really are trying to get into. And by the way, I'm speaking from Nigeria, yes. However, credibility and accountability matters to me the most. I came on this space because Jonathan was on this space. I didn't have plans of speaking or talking, whatever it is. But then the topics or the discussed topics were of interest to me, and I thought, okay, I could contribute to these whole things. Decentralization to me, I feel it's what we need on earth. I'm deeply sorry for like digressing from the old that has been or that was going on before, but I just want to like, make my own claim. So I have your permission, both the host and the co.
Yeah,
Do I?
go for it. Ask your question to Yonda, and we gotta go to the next speaker too. So quick, please. Thank you.
No problems. I just want to ask, Yonda, can you hear me, please?
Absolutely. Hey there, Ghost. How are you? Thank you so much for coming in here. That's pretty darn awesome.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Now, I have a question for you. Do you think decentralization, like generally, because you were speaking about, you said something about you have a corporate job that you work on. I also have, I can resonate with it and all of that. But do you think decentralization is a quite rebel to centralization of power, or you just think decentralization is something that we just need to work around about and just make it our living? That's my question.
I think decentralization is there's a couple different complexities built into it. One being that pretty much everything has a core and a starting point. It's just a matter of what that core and starting point is. So there, in my opinion, there's always a centralized point of start. Always, right? Because it's decentralization is the ability to immerse in technology. It also allows for sovereign peer-to-peer relationships that can take place via the blockchain as well. So you get them to choose, and that's really what we're discussing around globally is what does that look like? What are the rules of engagement and protection for investors? See, we have stigma when it comes to decentralization that we have to ward off, right? And we have to show that people can invest in um, decentralization, the peer-to-peer, the commerce, and be protected. And so, I've had many people call me and they say Bitcoin, whether it's Ethereum, they've lost their crypto on a blockchain, on a decentralized network. And I'm like, okay, so how do I get my skip tracers? How do I get people to go and find that wallet to be able to get that and to be able to give it back from in the decentralized environments that we want to operate in. So that's one of the things that I have to look at is, Web3 embraces decentralization. It's all about the technology. And so that's one of the things I would say to it. So I say keep pushing regarding what exactly you want to see happen, right? You believe, I love the fact of decentralization, but I also understand that with things, there's different layers to it. There's clawbacks. What is a clawback? I mean, I can speak like this before it goes to say a clawback is in the event there's a transaction that comes through, then, I mean, can you imagine the blockchain being stop because we have an activity that's questionable that's trying to take place, right? So we have to stop it, and we have to make sure that we have transparency, but we also have to make sure that we're safe. Right? I mean, this is the details. I'm like, what's a clawback? You mean to tell me on a stable token that's pegged one-to-one with a tangible asset, right? There's different types of stable coins and stable tokens as well. Understand these pieces like NFT projects and the utility on NFTs. Like, so there's levels to it. But I tell you, go for it. And I'm in your corner rooting for it. Let's go decentralize. Absolutely. Understanding there's an element of centralization somewhere.
Awesome.
Um, sorry for continuation. I still have one question more, not just for you, but for everyone in the space, both on the speaker section and the listening section, because I actually have a space coming up on Saturday, and the topic of the space is decentralization versus centralization. And I would really love to know what people think. Now, in left to me, in my mind, I actually feel centralization is not a revolution against centralized institutions. However, it means I get to own my own privacy. I get to own my own space. I get to own whether I should be anonymous or not when it comes to social media platforms. You get. Now I'm going to throw this question to everyone on the space, including the discussions. You can drop your comments. Um, before that, I would like to ask Crypto Farm, can I share one of like the posts that leads to the space? It's coming up on Saturday. Can I share it on the Jumbotron?
Yeah, you can put your space reminder on the Jumbotron, Ghost. And yeah, be quick with your last question. I want to take a quick reset. Louis got a track that he wants to play for us. So yeah, that would be great, Ghost. Super appreciate you as always. Feel free to put it in the comments as well. And yeah, we'll just ask that last question to everyone.
Okay. Do you think decentralization is a revolution against centralized institutions, or just feel decentralization is just something we feel okay we can make money from? That's my question to everyone, and I appreciate if everyone can contribute to it so I can know what and what not to think of, because I have about problematic
no worries,
questions.
Ghost. Appreciate you, Ghost. Yeah, we're gonna throw that question over to Yonda real quick, and then I'll answer it, and the co-host, if they have to answer, they can pitch in as well. Yonda, what do you think? Oh no, are we running?
I hear you.
All right, testing. I think Yonda might be rugging, fam. Oh man. All right, I'll answer the question real quick, and then I'm gonna throw the mic over to my co-hosts Louie and Stormy. They want to answer the question or not. Yeah, Yonda, you may have to take a lap. I'm sorry, fam, but Ghost, to answer your question, yes, DeFi is definitely here to stay. People absolutely love owning their own keys to their own wallets, their own money. We don't want banks to control what we own. So this is why DeFi is so important. This is why we promote it, we share it. This is why we do what we do over here in crypto, right? We all be learning, educating ourselves into what the best investments to grow our money, right? We're all here to invest. We're all here to grow, just not financially, but also socially, economically, spiritually, mentally. Man, it just goes on and on, fam. You know, space is a great way to connect. Let's just say that. So that's my answer. What you got, fam?
Let's go. Now that was well said. Kind of because initially just I was just queuing up, the next song. But what was the original question from Ghost?
Ghost, do you want to quickly repeat it? Oh man, he might be running too fast.
But you were wrong, Rita. I heard them. So yeah.
It was more about, it was a question about DeFi and central exchange, like why DeFi over banks, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's really all about owning your own, your own stuff, your own money, your investments, and not relying on other institutions, because you wanna grow your money the best way as possible. Banks is not the best, right? So how can we do? I think there are opportunities here. Put your money somewhere, right? There are also this is a wise action. It's also like on the opposite side if you don't educate yourself well, if you don't surround yourself with good people, if but intentions, yeah, your money is actually in the bank is some support here. You could lose your money. You could lose your money if you're not ready for it. So you want to make sure that you know, you surround yourself with good people and there's opportunities different burdens if you're not ready to take it. So sure.
Let's go. I think saying that, Louis, you should play that track. Let's reset the room a little bit. If you're just joining us, this is Onchain Chats Mountain Dew, where we have a or no, not that word. A mini space speakers. There are mini speakers. I was trying to think of that other word. I couldn't give it. A menagerie. There we go. Menagerie, Louis. Menagerie of speakers. See, I remember. I read a lot, Louis. Anyway, Sam, get the music.
Now spell it.
What, menagerie? Can't Google it. All that.
Play it, Louis.
Let's go. Retweet the space. Hey, Louis.
You're talking about what we do. It's growing. Some of you guys have heard it's released place exclusively for Crypto Fan Radio Onchain with Mountain Dew, Louis, and Stormy, your co-host for today. We got Yanda in the building, Made going stay being here. Jennifer, I see you. Ghost, good questions, gang. Keep on coming. Keep being consistent. There's no such thing as bad questions. Thank you for being Albatross. Hi, Keith Huffer, Made, our team, Shiba, Menrose, Edward. Thank you for being here. We're gonna be every single day, but mostly specifically, I think Crypto Fan might be hosting these every single Wednesday. This is what we do. This is some received by yours truly. My name is Louis. For those love on this, I make music to inspire my people and empower listeners. Go.
That's it. What I've been doing on the stream.
It says, man, one and only sunflower. How do you grow sunflower? You start with the seed. You start with the soil. Put some water. Put some sunlight. I'm back in it. Gotta get it. I'm back. Gotta make it again. Music for me. All my friends, this is flow. I just want you to know, man, we heard that you do. You better check that. I am dreaming my red Maybach. On my wrist, that I like that. Negativity get near me. Negativity that fears me. Awesome. I'm always taking a hit. Always been a leader and student. And look at assets and I have power. Music louder on my back. Every minute I'm awake. And if you then you down, then you think. Placing I am moments more. I'm creating with the people who love me, the people that hate. You gotta love me. Mind your business and nobody else. Yeah, we all struggle and that is part of life. You get stronger, you gotta feature. You can't one the time, it's fine, I love. Sometimes some things are harder, make you smarter, but you gotta see the signs and gotta go. Now I'ma let you know the answer, gotta find it. You can't give up. I'll not butterflies, we fly away, we see freedom, we don't mind anybody, we worry about ourselves. So it's the matter, I will only be as fatter, cause I just don't put everybody who's surrounded us. Just come on and join it. Through hella shit, I want the shit, it's been a long time for a long time, it was lonely. And I promise I'ma get it once to me, but did it. How I'm feeling. Never did it, kill it, now I'm chilling, but no worries, cause the whole just got finished. You know it, and I don't miss no problem, it's no, it's in the go. Be the bit, before you get bit. Again, throw all the bullshit away, and all them bullshit friends.
you to dread. I lost my mom on the with my sister, not so. Keep saying I know there's no to blame, cause of the split I became the flame. And that's true. There's no shame to be a better you.
Yo, Lou, you know, what reminds me of track on that